friends, Jong here again with another video. In this video, I want to talk about two things. First of all, on the technical end, I want to talk about making your settings as easy as possible, hence auto, or as close to auto as possible. Secondly, I want to talk about my inspirations and my templates for these types of videos through what I call life's balance. So let's walk to the park, find a nice quiet place where we can sit down and chat, you and I. And yeah, thanks for being here. First of all, full disclosure, this video is the fourth video that I've made after I restarted the vlog. It took me a couple of days to research how to make that first vlog again in the format that I wanted it to, and then took another day or two to edit. So within that time span, as the algorithms in YouTube goes, it feeds you a lot of similar things, and I was heavily influenced and inspired by a few people. But first up,
watch this, I'm gonna show you how I do it.
Camera settings. And again, the technical portion of this vlog is making it as easy for you to create content as possible. I've done quite a number of videos with this setup already. The most efficient, the most balanced way to produce quality content with the least amount of effort is this current setup. I call it semi-auto because it's not fully auto. Right? Fully auto can work in spots, but if you want something a little bit more consistent with a little bit more forgiveness, if you need to edit some things in post, the first thing that I suggest all of us to get a little bit more comfortable working on is the flat color profile. So on the DJI Action 5.4, it's D-Log-M. For those who are just starting in their editing journey, in their video producing journey, having a flat color profile just give you a lot more flexibility to recover colors in post. Usually, I literally just drop in a Rec 709 LUT onto that flat color profile to bring the colors back, and that's it. Most of the time, that's all that you need to do. But if you feel like developing a signature color profile, then that will make it a lot more easy for you as well. That's the first thing, right? So D-Log-M or whatever equivalent flat color profile you have in your camera, slap on that Rec 709 LUT or lookup table to bring it back to standard. And then you can add additional color grading from that. I'll have videos showing my experiments next time, but I tried ND filters for the Action 5 Pro. I don't think the effort is worth it. It is an action camera. The motion blur, I feel, is not as important because we're not trying to do as much cinematic things with action cameras anyway. So I just keep the shutter speed automatic. Okay. For the ISO, however, we would want to limit that to as low as possible. But we are going in and out of rooms. We are in and out of shade. So manually adjusting that just ruins the momentum if ever that flow happens to you. So setting it to 100 to 800 range. So it's still automatic, but it limits your ISO to going beyond 800. So if you are in a darker situation that needs more ISO, your video is just going to be a little underexposed that case. But I think that that's fine. I think that's, you know, for most situations, if you are in a semi-lit environment, that will be more than enough range for you to work with. So it's still not going to be extremely grainy when you do go into situations where there is limited illumination. So that's my ISO setting. Action cameras have a fixed aperture, so you don't have to worry about that. And for the frame rate, I'm a 24 FPS person, right? I know there's been debates around 24 or 30. If you're just making videos for YouTube, 30 might be slightly sharper and clearer. I do 24 frames per second for the sole reason of saving space. Again, the more frames per second, the bigger the video that you have. So if you're not doing any slow-mo, I try to keep it at 24 frames per second. If I want to do some B-roll or I want to do something cool and cinematic, then yeah, I'll manually switch it to 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second if your camera allows it. And then for the stabilization format itself, currently I'm rocking just rock steady. So a lot of action cameras have levels in terms of stabilization. You can have no stabilization, some stabilization, and then super duper stabilization. I try to go towards the middle. I still want that little bit of like shake, a little bit of like natural movement, but when I am sitting down and maybe I'm at a table that is a little wobbly, I don't want those little minor jitters. Like right now, it is hella windy outside. I'm seeing the camera right now sway a bunch. Without rock steady or without stabilization, you'll see those little shakes like that. But with rock steady, it corrects that a little bit. And that's for me enough. Keep it a little bit natural, because the more artificial things you add to your settings, the more the camera will tend to compensate. And then continuing on to what other artificial help the camera does, I set the noise reduction to -2. If I can turn off noise reduction on a camera, I would for particular videos, because all the compensating calculations that the camera does to your image makes it a little bit more artificial. Some cameras do it really well. Most action cameras doesn't have that processing power to do so. So I just think it's best to keep the noise reduction to -2. Sometimes I'll put it to -1 when I know I'm going to be in a situation where I will be dark most of the time. That's just so that my ISO gets a little bit of additional help. But if I can help it, I'll put it at -2. And in terms of sharpness, I also put that to -2 because our cameras are too sharp nowadays. So setting it to -2 just takes the edge off slightly, keeps things a little bit more natural. So those are all my settings. Then in terms of the aspect ratio, again, this is personal taste. For vlogs, I love the 4:3, but for everything else, it's 16:9. So technical setup done. Now I want to talk to you about something else.
I gotta say, like a pro, gotta hustle, get through it. No sweat, look good when I'm moving. I'm a rise, and it's a little.
Yeah. It's another day.
Of course, I've already shouted out Chris meets Chris. When I saw the 4:3 format, I just felt it was so cool. And when I was reflecting on why that spoke to me a lot, I think it's the idea that the subject has room on all sides, unlike 16:9 where you kind of have to do the rule of thirds. This one is a little bit more square, a little bit more even across all sides. So that drew me and made me create. And I've been thinking the past couple of months already in documenting the things that makes me want to create more, makes me want to do more things. And that was a good kick in the butt to do vlogs and talking heads like this. So that's number one. And of course, right after that, I've been fed a lot of videos by Luis Hermosilla, and his videos is the one that inspired me to just keep making videos with relatively low touch. Just speak to the camera, just create. I know a lot of creators are like that, but those are the ones that inspired me. So thank you very much, Luis. Thank you very much, Chris. Those are just, I feel, a lot more friendly entry points that provided me safety and encouragement to do talking videos like this. I also especially want to shout out Joe's Talking. He's a professional editor, so he is where I would want to aspire to. A little bit more polished in terms of editing videos like this, based out of LA, but I think I connect with him the most because he's also a fellow Filipino, so a lot of cultural things resonate with me in his vlogs, and using the same setup of an action camera and a wireless mic, again, reinforces the fact that you don't have to spend too much time and effort here. Just create, just do, and hopefully inspire others, and maybe also inspire yourself. So thanks, Joe's Talking too. On a more professional end, Tamara Gabriel is one of the reviewers that I tend to gravitate a little bit more towards too, particularly because she uses pretty much the same setup as well, a little bit more straightforward, but very articulate, very concise in terms of the way that she makes her videos. And hers, if I'm not mistaken, she's more into audio, and her videos is the one that makes me want to make sure that the audio is a little bit more on point, because audio makes your video exponentially more engaging. There's a couple of kids super close by, and I'm extremely shy speaking to the camera. This is a huge problem. I'm working through it. So thank you guys for bearing with me and joining me in this journey. But I'm going to pause until they leave, because I'm already extremely embarrassed.
In the office, I've been warming up.
And lastly, my favorite reviewer of late is a person by the name of Becca Farsace. I hope I'm pronouncing her last name correctly. She's Becca. She takes tech outside. She was from The Verge, and she made her own channel. The reason why she's currently my favorite reviewer across all the things, and it's kind of my template on how she does her videos, is because, one, they're awesome and concise. They look great, they sound great. She uses some of the more basic tools, a phone, a Pocket 3, a simple mirrorless camera, nothing too grandiose. Some of the creators out there that I've admired for years, like the Peter McKinnons, the Mati Hapuyas, the Peter Lindgrens. I love their videos, but the more I watch them, the more that I am intimidated to make my reviews or my videos. But there are certain creators that makes it a little bit more reachable, and I've been gravitating towards those types of videos more. The main reason why I love Becca's channel the most is that she doesn't do sponsored reviews. She does sponsorships, but whenever there's new tech dropping, companies tend to, give review units and sometimes sponsor content creators to do said reviews. So they say they don't give a script or they don't have to approve the video before publishing, but still there's always the smallest chance of conflict of interest there, because you are getting paid. You don't want to ruin a relationship with a company if you feel that you don't want to give as much flowers to that particular product. And on Becca's latest X5 video, she really harped on the fact that sometimes when you have so many sponsored videos coming in, that might be a red flag, because either the upgrades might not be that great or the product might not be as awesome as advertised. She'll do her review, just it's not going to be sponsored. She'll get the review unit. She won't get paid for her opinions around it. So I really, really admire that. Small things like those makes me gravitate towards those types of content creators more. I'm saying all that because I was on the high with the reaction on my first vlog, and most of my content is showcasing my friends and people that I know, people in the New York City nightlife, other creators, other creatives, other artists. And that's my mode of creation. I want to spotlight them, highlight them. I do my own reviews and I do my personal videos here and there, but I've never really had traction nor success in most of those videos. I never really sought out that success, but it has always been nice to be acknowledged. And even though my first vlog, even if it was only like a little over 1,000 views and only a couple of comments here and there, but being acknowledged by some of the other creators that I was inspired by really, really, really made my weekend. It was one of the happier days this year, and I've had a lot of them. So thank you very much, every single one of you. I will try my best to comment and resubscribe to your channels as well. And I really want to be part of this creator community that shares not only knowledge but positivity to other people. But life always has a way to balance things out. My first quote-unquote successful vlog in forever, literally 2 days later, I got a strike on my channel. So most of my videos are nightlife performance videos, mostly burlesque. I will film a friend's production of a show. I will cut each one of the performers' performance and send it to them so that they can have reels, audition tape to pass along to other producers, things to review to improve as well, things for their channel too. And for the first time in forever, one of the YouTube shorts that I posted got flagged for inappropriate content, and I was barred from uploading for a week. It really sucked because I really wanted to ride the high of posting more vlogs to continue on having, a vlog that I was quite proud of, and then do a few more videos to follow up around that, and I couldn't. So what I concentrated on during the week that I was banned was to make a bunch of videos about the stuff that I have thoughts on, and combine it with the activities that, helps me with my day-to-day, and doing the vlogs to learn how to speak, communicate, articulate better, maximize the gears that we have, but also continuously find a balance on a not difficult to produce video, but also slightly elevated. I mean, there's no harm in just doing one full take, slapping it on and sharing it to your community. Some of my favorite videos are like that, and that's great. But on my end, I'm trying to be more efficient, and then part of the efficiency is being able to produce something that is of quite quality with very, very low touch. So that's this video. We're in the park just chatting. Thank you again very, very much for hanging with me. And as I mentioned, I've already had a couple of other videos that are in the pipe, and I'll just try to keep on doing as many videos and continue to incrementally improve and share those knowledge with you guys and get your feedback on what you guys like best. So I'm keeping the 4x3. So Chris, Luis, I love this aspect ratio. This is going to be my vlog aspect ratio for reviews and of course my friends' performances. It'll still need to be 16:9. That is the format that they need the most, so we'll do that. But I'm mixing it up. Some videos will be color graded. Some will have subtitles. Some will have background music. I'm trying to find my look and sound. But so far, I'm liking the 4x3, slightly graded, a little bit of music with minor B-roll. I think that's going to be my template. But I'd love to hear what you guys think, what's best, and how I can further improve. And if you guys want me to look at your stuff, come on, let's share things. This is the point of the community. It's like sharing knowledge and all of us trying to lift each other up. Life is hard enough. We need to find more allies so that we can fight the negativity around the world with positivity. So, well, thanks again for hanging out. I'm Jong. See you next one.
I'm a rise, and it's a